entertainment mecca opened back in 2009. It seats 80,000 but has a standing room capacity north of 100K, and we are pushing that today at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Justin Tucker set to boom this one away, and we are underway from AT&T Stadium. And he won't quite make it to the 25. They run here with Rico Dowdle. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, first down. Well, there you go. This offense off to a strong start this afternoon.
Yeah, with a big run and a first down. That's putting what you practice into play. That's excellent execution to get things started.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Yeah, here we go.
Throwing, Prescott. And he rifles one incomplete.
I think he could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Prescott. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And this won't be enough. A good secure tackle, and they stop him a few yards shy at the 46. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down.
Yeah! Here we go!
The Cowboys will go. Prescott. And Cooks has it over the middle. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
The impressive opening drive continues and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss, and now it's 3rd down.
Well, I would have figured after the 9-yard run on the previous play, getting 1 more yard wouldn't have been much of a problem. But apparently it was, and now it's 3rd down.
Prescott to throw it. He gets it to Cooks. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. That's good for a first down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive. We're scoreless after 1. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they go to work on a 1st and goal. A running play, it's Dowdle. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on first down, holding them to a short gain.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
Here we go.
Prescott. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
Boy, that was lockdown coverage there. He's scanning for someone to come open. But that was great work to blanket everyone. And in the end, he's just got to throw it away.
Prescott on 3rd and goal. Buying time to... Oh, Prescott stripped. And it's picked up by the Ravens.
But give some credit to the defense. They forced the big play, knocked the ball free from him, but that's a cardinal sin by the quarterback. Know where you are on the field, and he just gave up at a minimum 3 points.
Instead of getting down, takes the contact. The turnover ensues. After the fumble recovery, it's Jackson. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
Jackson from the shotgun. Throw caught by Flowers. Now 3rd down and 7. Now it's Jackson. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. So still a scoreless game in the first, but they're going to go for this thing on their own side of the field on 4th down. They'll indeed go for it with Jackson eluding the pressure right. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Hey, nothing to see here, just your standard 4th down gain of 28 yards. And the drive keeps going. 2nd quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Jackson. That's complete left side to Bateman. And he'll be brought down right on the 50. A gain of 3. 2nd and 7. From midfield now, here's Jackson. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. Here's Jackson to throw. That one out wide and intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line.
Partner, I think this will want to ride very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They'll start following the interception in great field position at the 45. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
They'll manage to break a tackle and get this forward for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. Here's Jackson. And he can't escape, and down he goes. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. He'll look to throw. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. And look at this starting field position. That'll be touchdown inside the 30-yard line.
Yeah! Here we go! What do you think?
Play fake. Here's Prescott. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. And the Ravens are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. If you're a lover of offense, this has not been the half for you thus far. Luckily for me, though, I'm sitting next to a lover of defense, and we have had plenty of that, including that interception.
Yeah, and I mean, that still makes it a great game, doesn't it? Everybody talks about if the ball's not in the end zone and points going up on the board, it's not as much fun. I love these defensive battles. Something's got to give with these turnovers. Who can convert them into points?
And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. On second down, here's a keeper by the QB. And he's going to have a first down, but not sure it'll matter as the clock will continue to run. And we're going to get a timeout. With 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Report!
Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. Flush to his right. That's going deep for Bateman. And that is incomplete. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. So no scoring in our first half. What will the second half bring as we are now back underway? And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And Charles, a scoreless first half. How does that change how you assess things here moving forward?
Well, it doesn't change it a whole lot because, remember, it's still scoreless, which means you're starting from 0 again, so you just have 1 half to play instead of 2. What I would look at my play sheet, though, and see is something that maybe loosens things up for my guys, gets a smile on their faces, and gets them going to begin the second half.
Henry again on second down. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. Here's 3rd and 3. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. They'll run it again with Henry. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. Second down. Henry out of the pistol. And he'll be tackled at the 45 following a gain of just 2. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, Henry. And he's going to have a Ravens first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line. Henry up the middle. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Third quarter, all tied up. This is 2nd and 10. Jackson, options out left. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down. Off the play fake, here's Jackson. They'll roll him out right. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And this one dropped in the end zone. Looked like a touchdown, but not to be. And now it's 4th down.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And still nothing on the scoreboard. It remains a scoreless tie. Thought that might be the goose egg breaker. Still stuck on 0.
Yeah, this is still a tight game, too. We got to keep that in mind because that miss there, you hang your head, you let it affect you the next time you go out there, then you've really hurt your ball club. Get yourself together. You might get another opportunity, and they're going to count on you to put it through the posts.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Yeah, here we go. Wait, take.
Prescott now from the 50. And that's going to be incomplete.
But they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Here we go, 47.
Here's Prescott. And that ball incomplete, nearly intercepted. Took a chance with that one. It'll lead to a 4th down. Here's Bryan Anger now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And, Charles, we've seen almost 3 full quarters now, and neither offense can really get it going. Neither has hit the end zone, and neither side seemingly can make that big play.
But the game hasn't been devoid of action because these two defenses, they've taken over and they've slugged it out. But I think you're exactly right. We're at that stage of the game now where one of these offenses, if they make a big play, that could be the difference.
Back now in Arlington as we're about ready to rock and roll for the 4th and final quarter. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. To throw is Jackson. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. Now a 2nd and 10. Now Jackson. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Malik Hooker. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
But we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the 4th quarter.
And, Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Mears used to say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
They run here with Dowdle. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
Hey, it's not the most spectacular play, but I think most teams will take that every single time for the first play of a drive. Begin the series with positive yardage and set yourself up for a very manageable 2nd down.
So from the 26-yard line, here's a 2nd down and 4.
They run again with Dowdle. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Rico Dowdle, 26 yards. And the Cowboys have broken our tie and have taken a 4th quarter lead.
Well, I think we both got to thinking the team that scores the first TD may be the one to win this football game, and here we go. Our first touchdown, and it comes in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, and it's a testament that both of these defenses were able to hold the line this long, but now, on the other side of the field, they've got to be thinking if they got it done, we should be able to punch one in ourselves.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And we've seen drive after drive come up empty for them, and they've yet to dent the scoreboard, yet still right in the middle of a one-score game.
So this is where you absolutely have to forget everything that's happened in your previous drives. They don't matter right now. You just mentioned it. One-score game. This drive here can erase all of what happened previously.
And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line.
All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10.
Inside handoff, Henry. And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game.
So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. Now it's Jackson. Forced out to his left. Oh, he just needed to throw it away, but instead, out of bounds he goes, and that's a sack.
So when the defense complains about having to do pursuit drills in the heat of training camp, plug in this play. Excellent pursuit. Force the quarterback out of the pocket. He ends up trying to run for it. Instead, he goes out of bounds and loses yardage. That goes down as a sack for the defense.
Escaping the pressure right. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
He didn't like what he saw downfield, decided his best course of action was to take off and run. And that ended up being a gamble that did not pay off for him. Now they would have to gamble again if they want to keep this series going.
Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. Steps away to his left.
And he is going to get out of bounds with the 1st down, so that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the 1st and save a timeout.
That one checks all the boxes, doesn't it? You get the 1st down, check. Get out of bounds, stop the clock, check.
Well, how about one last check? Keep your quarterback from getting hit. That's a big check.
Yeah, check there as well. Good call.
Now Jackson.
The short throw caught by Andrews. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28.
Here's 2nd and a yard. And he'll go right back to Andrews. And Andrews going to have a Ravens 1st down as he'll take this down to the 22-yard line. Throwing, Jackson.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
This defense, they just continue to feast. 5 sacks now as a unit. It's been quite an afternoon getting to the quarterback.
And we're seeing it come from a variety of places as well. Sometimes just the guys up front and getting to him. Other times you add extra guys rushing the quarterback, twists and stunts. It's been a variety, and they've had no way of blocking him.
This defense making some plays right now, aren't they?
And they look like a group that really locked in before this series started. Read their scouting reports, got back to reading their keys, and playing with excellent leverage up front.
This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's 3rd and long.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now. Jackson.
A desperation heave for the end zone. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23.
On the run, it's Dowdle. And he'll be taken down right around the 27.
I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
We're going to 54. Yeah, here we go. What do you think?
Prescott to throw. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes.